Hello, agents. Want to a little extra thing for Ingress Insights. I don't know when I'll release this, but at some point, I just thought I'd do something a bit different, which is unboxing and rolling of Ingress dice. You might not be aware that they exist, but they do. So I'll do a short intro, and then there'll be an episode around rolling enlightened dice, an episode around rolling resistance dice, and just chatting about them, seeing what's going on. So I'll show you both the boxes together first of all, because I think they look quite cool. So they both go together like that. So a resistance dice set, enlightened dice set. Again, the logo goes together like that. On the back, just got a simple resistance enlightened thing. So I think they're quite good. But I play Dungeons and Dragons quite a lot, and they are official Niantic Labs Ingress gear, as it says. Let's see if that will zoom in on there. So that's both the boxes, and you can see there's some D&D paraphernalia about. So I've got my bar spells, things like that. So I'll get into rolling one set of these, and then you watch another episode, you see a different set being rolled. In this episode, I'll be going through the resistance dice. So we'll get these out of their packaging. Just slides out quite nicely from the bottom. I don't need that box bit anymore. And you can see them in there. Again, doing the plastic thing anymore either, so I'll get rid of that somewhere. And then you can see in there all the dice, they fit nicely into this little tray here. So just to explain Dungeons and Dragons dice a little bit, this is the D20 system other games use as well, but most people will recognise it from Dungeons and Dragons. So a dice is generally referred to as a D. So this dice, six-sided one that most people will know from other games, is a D6. So that's six sides, so therefore four-sided die is D4. I'm just going to go through, look at them all a bit, and then roll them, and then talk about what's on. So this one is a D4, so four sides on it. It's rolled a 3, so that's the number that's on top. And it's got the little resistance kind of coloured logo on there on each side, so that's quite nice. Going up next, as I said, to the one most people know, and if you roll around to the 1 on it, get it the right way up, it's got the Abaddon logo on for that Anomaly series. So where these dice were made around that time of the Anomaly. I don't know when they were made. I brought these on. No, sorry, I got these as a swag present, but I have brought another set of these on the dice shop online. I'm sure there's various other dice places you can get it. As I said, it's got the Abaddon logo there for the 1, and if we roll on to the 6, which would be the highest number, it's got to the resist key logo. So let's see if I roll higher than a 3 with this. 4, so a little bit higher. Not as terrible as some rolls I do. And then going up next to the dice, this is a D8. Again, for the 8, you've got the resist key instead. And it's got all the little logos there with bits coming off. So you've got 2 bits for the 2, 4 bits for the 4, things like that. 5 again. Hopefully you can see that at the top. And then we'll move into the D10. Again, it's got the resistance logo there for the 10, and you've got the blue coloured resistance icon and the 8 things coming off 8, 6, 6, so on. Let's see what we get with that one. 8, that's not too bad either. I'm hoping I get a decent roll on the D20 when we get to that. This next one is a percentile die. So you'll see here it goes 20, 40, 60. It's got multiples on there of 10. So this one you generally roll with the D10 that I just rolled and then add those up. So what they got on the D10 and 8. So if I rolled a 20, for example, then that would be 28. And that would be a thing on a table somewhere, like a loot table or a wild magic effect, something like that. Roll this one and see what I get. 90? Yes, 90. So compare that with the other one, that would be 98. That would be a pretty decent treasure prize. I know I've done rolls before where you need to get 100 to get anything. And then moving up, this one is probably the least used unless you're using a certain weapon or doing a certain class. So this is the D12, again with the resist key there for 12. If I can find 11 on here somewhere, or I can find 10 at least. 10's got the things coming off it, and 11's got not 11 things coming off it. So I don't know. But that's where I get on that one. That's 10, so that's pretty decent as well. And finally, this one you use all the time, the D20, so you'd roll this to do attacks or skill checks, anything like that. And it's got all the little things coming off it on there. And if I can find the 20 somewhere, 20, again, got the resist key logo on there. So if I roll that, if you get a natural 20, that's generally a critical success. Again, a 1 could be a critical fail and bad things could happen. So that was a 12. That's not too bad. Wouldn't beat many monsters, but would be a death save, so that'd be handy to do. Like I said, these are all in a box. I don't know when they came out, presumably around the time of the Abaddon anomaly, but you can still pick them up. I don't think the Ingress games ever use dice for anything, so it's probably just an idea someone's had to say, can we do this? Do Ingress dice make sense? And then someone's been commissioned to go and make them and then use them. So the only thing I'd say about these dice as a negative, they are quite light. So I've got some quite chunky dice, and if you're not used to other symbols being there instead of the number, so obviously on the D6 as a resistance key logo, you might get confused. So it's probably not the best set to start off with. But they are a cool little set, nice little addition, and nice play. I've not used these in a game as yet. I've got a D&D game coming on Thursday, so I might use them there for my bard for Cloud of Daggers, like you may be able to see down there. Ooh, Cloud of Daggers. It's a spell my bard uses quite a lot, so that's about it though from me. So I'll do another video where there's the Enlightened dice being rolled and going through. So please do look forward to that and watch it either on the Patreon or on the regular podcast feed when it drops there later on. Thanks, agents. Happy hacking.